Hello from Project Gaia. We would like to show you the CleanCook stove. We have a 2-burner model and we have a 1-burner model. I have to show you a 2-burner model which is made from aluminum and galvanized steel with stainless steel burner parts, and the other model which is all stainless steel. Everything on this stove is made of stainless. The heat shield, the top of the stove, and the burner parts. The expected life of this stove is 10 to 20 years, and the expected life of this stove is 6 to 10 years. On this stove, the pot support is all stainless steel. The burner parts are all stainless steel, including the regulator and the combustion chimney. And the on-off mechanism, the regulator, is also stainless steel with a spring steel mounted arm. This is a very robust stove, whether you take it in aluminum or in all stainless steel. This is the standard denatured alcohol. You can buy it in a hardware store. And this is a mixture of ethanol and methanol. This is ethanol from Ethiopia. This is our ethanol container that we use to distribute ethanol in Ethiopia. And this is methanol. This is pure methanol, which we're using today for demonstration. The fuel canister comes with a snap-on lid which allows us to store alcohol fuel in the canister for long periods of time and ship alcohol in the canister to the customer. Thus, the canister becomes the means for distribution of the fuel. The pop-on lid snaps off easily, but it fits very snugly and very securely. Once off, the canister is filled. When the ethanol or methanol is in the canister, it will not come out. It is securely in the canister. The lid may be placed back upon the canister to store the ethanol or methanol, or it may be placed inside the stove, and the regulator does the job of the cap. The regulator seals the canister so the alcohol fuel stays inside of the canister. Here we have the combustion chimney, the air intake, which allows air to mix with the ethanol vapor or the methanol vapor coming into the combustion chimney. This is the flame spreader, which helps to spread the flame as it reaches the pot. The combustion chimney is protected with a spill-proof catchment area which protects your combustion chimney and the underneath of the stove. The heat shield receives the fuel canister like this. The tabs hold the fuel canister in place with the pressure of the spring steel canister clips. The regulator shuts the burner off opens the burner and allows you to adjust your burner to a simmer or a low setting. The regulator is mounted on spring steel, and the contour of the regulator fits snugly over the contour of the fuel canister. The mouth of the fuel canister fits snugly on the regulator, and when the regulator is open, ethanol or methanol evaporates from the fuel canister into the combustion chimney, mixes with air coming in from beneath, and gives you an ideal air-fuel ratio for combustion. The flame spreader assists with complete and thorough air mixing, so all of the alcohol fuel combusts completely and provides heat to the pot. When the regulator is open, then the vapor begins to move up the fuel chimney and is ready for lighting, much like a gas stove. Now the canister is securely in position and the stove is ready for lighting. The stove is now set on full power and may be regulated back to medium power, low medium power, very low power, and then of course off, in the off position. When the burner is hot, the burner will light slightly more easily than when the burner is cold. And that is because a hot burner is encouraging the evaporation of alcohol fuel from the canister. So you get a self-pressurizing effect. As the burner heats, which only takes a few seconds, alcohol begins to evaporate more robustly from the canister, so you get a self-pressurizing effect, and as a result you get a nice strong flame, much like a gas stove. I'm lighting the canister outside of the stove to show you an interesting facet of this canister. The flame is actually supported perhaps a fraction of a millimeter above the evaporative surface of the canister. That means that the flame is not on the surface of the canister or on the fiber. It is above the fiber, and as the alcohol evaporates from the fiber, it is taking heat away from the canister and releasing heat into the flame, because of course the alcohol is moving from a liquid to a vapor stage. This means that the canister is staying cool and the surface of the canister remains cool. So we have turning the stove over, taking the canisters out, filling, wiping the canister, lighting the stove. Here we have don't fill the stove directly. Don't pour alcohol into a flame. Keep the alcohol away from the children. And do not drink the alcohol.